A huge chunk of the federal government is set to shut down in just hours. After midnight tonight, 6 agencies, including the Departments of Defense, State, Health and Human Services, as well as Homeland Security, will all run out of money. It's the second shutdown in 4 months, and lawmakers say this is something nobody wanted. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales has been covering this hour by hour. Erik, is this really happening again?
Yeah, Veronica, it's hard to believe. You and just about every American across the country doesn't understand why these lawmakers can't work together for the American people and come to an agreement to fund the government on time. Senate Democrats want 5 of the 6 funding bills to be passed, along with a 2-week extension for the 6th funding bill. That's for the Department of Homeland Security. This way, lawmakers can be able to make reforms to ICE. But right now, the package is still sitting on the Senate floor because members in both parties are trying to add amendments to it. They're currently voting on it right now. Lawmakers like Republican Senator Roger Marshall say it's a frustrating time.
Now it's our own party that's probably holding us up, that some members of my party want amendments and maybe some members of the Democrat Party want amendments as well. But I think the president said very clearly, we don't want to shut the government down.
Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina is one of those holding up the bill. He wants to cut federal funding to sanctuary cities.
The cancer that we're dealing with is sanctuary city policy. Do not expect me to agree to some of these demands, and the Democrats continue to insist that the root cause sanctuary city policy stay in place.
Meanwhile, Democrats say reforms to ICE must take place. Otherwise, the bill will never pass with Democrat support. Minnesota Senator Tina Smith says raids continue in Minneapolis even after the arrival of border czar Tom Homan, who was sent to the city by President Trump to help calm the situation.
I think it's important for people to understand that nothing has really changed in Minnesota over the last couple of days. And I heard reports that ICE agents were going to apartment buildings and pulling fire alarms so that people would run out of the buildings so that they could detain them.
And even when we pass good faith funding bills, the President of the United States is then deciding which states benefit and which states don't. That was not addressed to the point where I'm comfortable voting for any of these appropriations bills.
Those who want the bill passed as is say other agencies will suffer if lawmakers don't get this bill to the House.
It shuts down our TSA agents, the Secret Service, and it shuts down the United States Coast Guard. Now, those are, I think, pretty important positions to make sure that they're being funded, but it does nothing to prevent ICE from doing their job.
Again, lawmakers are currently voting on those amendments right now. Now, if the Senate does manage to pass this funding bill, that would then go over to the House, where several Republicans and even Democrats are already wanting to add new amendments as well. Now, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says that Democrats will not support the bills and Republicans will have to do it on their own. But listen to this. This weekend, a special election is taking place in Texas that will cut Republicans' thin majority by just 1 because a Democrat is expected to win that race. The House will return on Monday, and bottom line, a government shutdown will start tonight. For how long is anyone's guess. Veronica?
Certainly always about the numbers. And Erik, if lawmakers only pass a CR for the Department of Homeland Security, does that impact ICE funding?
You know, it really doesn't. With the continuing resolution in ICE, that will actually keep the current levels of funding, which Republicans want. ICE is actually bringing in more money than it would if the new funding bill would pass. Plus, ICE was already given about $75 billion in last year's One Big Beautiful Bill. So cutting ICE really isn't an issue right now like Democrats have been making it out to seem. It's just all political rhetoric. And Veronica, ICE has a very deep pockets right now.